Good morning, everyone, and a pleasant election day. Again, this is Teacher Kathy for your grade 7 mathematics. So this is the second topic for our mastery test that will be on Thursday. So this is particularly on the metric system. So for this particular topic, this is the guide questions that we are going to answer from the video that I'll be sending you another one, and particularly this is more of the metric system. So why is it that the metric system is important? And from the video that I'm going to upload in the Google Classroom, why is it that there is a need to know how to convert units of measurement, especially from English system to metric system and vice versa? So given that there are a lot of units for measurement, how do you think we could convert one unit to another unit? So particularly this morning, we are going to talk about the conversion of measurements, at which at the end of this lesson, you will be able to approximate the measures of quantities, particularly the length, the weight or the mass, the volume, the time, the angle, and temperature, and the rate, and convert a metric unit to an English unit and vice versa, and cite the importance of your knowledge and skills on measurement in real life context. Now let's have first here a problem. Which of the following is the most approximate length of a key? So A, is it 4 millimeters? B, is it 4 centimeters? Letter C, is it 4 meters? Or letter D, is it 4 kilometers? So approximately length. When we talk about approximate length, meaning what would be the guessed length of the key? So the correct answer here would be 4 centimeters. Now, to better understand why is it 4 centimeters is the approximate length of a key, let's compare the given choices. Millimeter is used to measure very small objects, and a key is one is a key is a small object, but it would be it would have another appropriate measure or appropriate measurement for it. So a millimeter can be used to measure the thickness of a plastic ID. Thus, it is highly not probable to have a key with a length of 4 millimeters. Next, the answer is 4 centimeters because centimeters is used to measure smaller objects, but a centimeter can be used to measure the length of a table, which is also true for the key. And the key for letter C, the 4 meters, a key has a measure of less than 1 meter. Thus, it is highly not probable to have a key with a length of 4 meters. And lastly, the kilometer is used to measure a distance from one town to another. Thus, it is highly not also probable to have a key with length of 4 kilometers. Thus, the most applicable approximate length of a key is 4 centimeters. Let's have another problem. Children from 6 to 12 years old are given paracetamol in suspension for fever. Which of the following is the most appropriate equivalent of 10 milliliters paracetamol? So which of these English system measurements has the most appropriate equivalent of 10 millimeters paracetamol? And the answer for this is 2 teaspoons. Now, we know that, or for why is it that the answer is 2 teaspoons? We know that 1 millimeter is the approximate amount of liquid in a raindrop. Then 10 milliliters is approximately equal to 10 raindrops. Now let's compare each of the choices. Take note that the correct answer here is letter B, or the 2 teaspoons. Now, 1/2 teaspoon can only accommodate about 2.5 raindrops. Then 1 teaspoon can accommodate about 5 raindrops. Thus, the 2 teaspoons is approximately equal to 10 milliliters. And 1 tablespoon can accommodate about 15 raindrops. If 1 fifth ounce is larger than 1 tablespoon, it accommodates about 30 raindrops. Thus, we could say that 10 millimeters is approximately equal to 2 teaspoons. So these are the things that you need to know which of the following measurements should be used in order to give a correct measurement. Thus, this particular morning, we will be dealing about the conversion of units. So the conversion between different units of measurement for the same quantity, which involves multiplication of or division by a numerical factor. So for example, we have here, we convert 2 kilometers to meters. Kilometers is a metric system, and meters as well is a metric system. So we multiply 2 kilometers by 1,000 meters. So 2 kilometers over 1, any whole number have a denominator of 1. So 2 over 1. So to convert units to another unit, we just use a conversion factor and make sure that our given measurement is expressed in terms of fraction, and the conversion fraction as well, conversion factor as well, and converter factor of fraction as well is, or conversion factor I mean, is also expressed in terms of fraction. So 2 kilometers, in every 1 kilometer, there is 1,000 meter. So any whole number, again, has a denominator of 1. So 2 kilometers over 1 multiplied by the conversion factor. Again, since 2 kilometers here is in the denominator, make sure that in the conversion factor, in placing numerator and denominator, the other factor that you wanted to cancel out will be placed on the opposite um, placement. So if this is located in the numerator, then the other conversion factor should be located at the denominator. So 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers. Then in every 1 kilometer, there is 1,000 meters. So for you to answer this, cancel the unit of kilometer. Cancel the unit of kilometer. 2 times 1,000 is now 2,000. Then follow the unit that is left, that is meters, and 1 times 1 is equal to 1. So practically, this is saying as 2,000 meters divided by 1 still equal to 2,000 meters. And these are some examples of the conversion factors for length. We have here some of the metric system and the English system. So from here up to here, this is in metric system, and from this particular conversion factor is already in English system. So this is for the metric system. I mean for the length. This is for the mass or the weight. This is for the volume. For the mass or the weight, still from here up to here, this is metric system, and the other here is English system. And for this one, this for the volume, this is all metric system. And these are the conversion factors for time. Now, let's take an example. Let's convert 3 feet to inches. Feet is in English system, and inches as well is an English system. So we can actually convert this either English system and English system, or metric system to metric system, or it could also be from English to metric system, or from metric system to English system. As long as there is a conversion factor available for it, we can actually convert measurements. So let's try the first example, such as to convert 3 feet to inches. So our solution is that number 1, let's identify the conversion factor to be used. So in every 1 foot, there is 12 inches, since our objective is to change the feet into inches. So let's think of a conversion factor that would, or the conversion factor that we will be using, that involves with the feet converting into inches, and that conversion factor is 1 feet equal to 12 inches. Then set up the conversion factor as a fraction to be multiplied by the given, such that the same units will be cancelled out. Since 3 feet to inches, 3 feet is a numerator over 1 times. Since feet is located on the numerator, make sure that the other unit to be cancelled out is in the opposite position. So from numerator, the other one should be in denominator in order for you to cancel the units out. So 3 feet times in every 1 feet, this in every 1 foot there is 12 inches. So now this is now equal to cancel the measurement of feet. So 3 times 12 inches in the numerator and 1 times 1 in the denominator. So 3 times 12 inches is equal to 36 inches divided by 1. It's 36 inches. So therefore, we could say that the 3 feet is equivalent to 36 inches. Another example is to convert 1,200 meters to kilometers. Take note that meters is in metric system, kilometers as well is in metric system. So in order for us to do this, we could actually, the same method, we could first, we need to identify the conversion factor to be used. In this case, we have 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. Since our objective is to convert meters to kilometers, so we could actually express this in other way around, such as since meters to kilometers, we could also say that 1,000 meters is equal to 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer. Okay. Then we just set up the conversion factor the same as in the previous example to be multiplied by the given. So we have now 1,200 meters over 1 multiplied by the conversion factor to be used. Since the unit that we need to cancel out is meters, because we need to express it in kilometers, we place the meters of the conversion factor in the opposite direction. Thus, the meters will now be canceled. So 1,200 multiplied by 1 kilometer, since our objective is to express it in 2 kilometers, over 1 times 1,000, that is 1,000, then just divide 1,200 divided by 1,000, that is equal to 1.2 kilometers. So we could say now that 1,200 meters is equivalent to 1,000, or 1,200 meters is equivalent to 1.2 kilometers. So these are some examples actually of the measurements that we could use in terms of converting measurements in the metric system for the length, the mass, the volume, or the capacity. So we just use this number line. So remember that this is the lowest, or from this portion, this is the lowest among them, the millimeters, lowest to highest. So the lowest in the length is millimeters, then centimeters, decimeters, meters, decameters, hectometers, and kilometers. Take note that I've placed some of the prefixes to use for you not to forget: millimeters, centimeters, decimeters, meters, decameters, hectometers, and kilometers. For mass as well, since the SI unit for length is in terms of meters, that's why it is in terms of meters. For the SI unit for mass, that is grams, that's why you could see here we have milligrams, centigrams, decigram, gram, decagram, hectogram, and kilogram. And for the SI unit for the volume or capacity is in terms of liters. That's why we have here milliliters, centiliters, deciliters, liters, decaliters, hectoliters, kiloliters. Now, I am introducing this to you because there is an easier way for us to convert metric system to metric system using this number line. I just want you to just remember the sequence of this and just change it in the meters, the grams, or the liters, depending upon the given. Now, let's make use of this number line in an example. Let's say we are going to convert 100 kilometers to meters. 100 kilometers to meters. So what are we going to do as our first step is to look for the kilometers in the number line. And this is the kilometers, right? Then the 100 will be, or the kilometers should be expressed in terms of meters. Since we located already the kilometer, we will count the number of places we move, or the number of units that we move either to the left or to the right to look for the meters. So if this is the location of the kilometers and this is meters, meaning we are going to move 1, 2, 3 units going to the right. There are 3 units going to the right. Okay, now if we have 100, meaning to say, if we have here 100 and we move 3 units to the right, and this is the decimal point of a 100, meaning we are going to move as well 3 units to the right. So 1, 2, and 3. And this would be our answer. And we now say that 100 kilometers to meters is equal to 100,000 meters. 100,000 meters. Next one, another example is 1,500 milliliters to liters. Take note that this is in terms of liters. This one is also in terms of liters. So these are both in metric system. So we could actually get the same method. We just locate milliliters first. So this is the location of milliliters. Then we look for liters, and this is the location of our liters. So we just count how many units from the milliliters to liters. 1, 2, and 3. There are 3 units going to the left. So if our given is 1,500, 1,500 is our given, meaning we are going to move 3 units as well, 3 units going to the left. And this is the decimal point of a whole number. So move 3 places going to the left, 1, 2, and 3. So if we are going to rewrite it, we can have 1.500, or we could simply have 1.5 liters, and that is our final answer. So that is the use of the number line for you to easily remember these things. It's either you move to the left or you move to the right, as long as you just find the location of your conversion. If we are going to use, or we are going to translate meters, I mean metric system, to another metric system in the length, the mass, and the capacity or volume. Now, how do we convert a unit, or just to recall, how do we convert a unit to another unit? So we convert a unit to another unit by simply, number 1, we choose, or we decide, we first determine if it is an English system or a metric system measurement. Then we just need to identify the conversion factor that we are going to use. So we could actually express this in terms of fractions, or we can use the we can just simply use the number line for us to convert units to another unit, and just simply apply the rules in arithmetic in multiplication or division, or just simply use the concept in moving the decimal places either to the left or to the right. So what is the importance of your knowledge and skills on measurement in real life context? So we can actually convert this, or we can actually make use of the concept of the measurements in our real life situation. Just like in the video that I am going to share to you, that the particular satellite was crushed, or a particular airplane was crushed because the system fails to convert the English unit to a metric unit. So these things, measurements, are really important for us in order to describe how long, how heavy, how light, what is the capacity of an object over things. So measurement is really important in our one's life. And I know you can think of better answers for this. So I hope that by watching this video, you were able to approximate the measures of length, weight, the mass, the volume, the time, the angle, the temperature, and the rate. They convert a metric unit to an English unit and vice versa, and cite the importance of your knowledge and skills on measurement in real life context. So these things are taken from Quipper, and I hope that after watching this video, you are going to answer your first mini task that will be uploaded in our Google Classroom for the third quarter. And just, I have here some reminders for your next session. And stay safe and have a good day, everyone.